And doing my research on you and your path in your second half of life, I found that there were three main insights or nuggets that you were giving other women who also had dreams of starting a new career project. So I just want to quickly outline them and then we can talk about each one. You briefly touched upon one of them, but the first one was willingness to try new things and put yourself out there. The second one was constantly reminding yourself what your why is. And the third one that you talked about was a willingness to hear no. I want to talk about each one quickly. So the first one was willingness to try new things. What do you mean?
Yeah. So, you can stay in your comfort zone and stay the course, or you can ask yourself, what do I want to do? What do I want to try? What looks fun? What looks exciting? And literally just be willing to try. And success doesn't have to be attached to that. You can just try and find out if you like it or if it goes well, and then take the next step. But just a willingness to explore. I mean, that's what makes life so fun. We don't have to have it all figured out, or we don't have to know like the outcome in order to have the courage to start.
Now, were there any new things that you tried that you were like, I'm not going to do that?
Yeah. Oh, I made a ton of mistakes.
We
Absolutely.
all do.
Tons of mistakes. Well,
Yes.
one thing that I tried that I did is I came up with this idea that I really wanted to have like notepads. And because I love paper, I love notepads, I
So do
love cards,
I.
like I'm obsessed with it. So I had like my own notepads, like I designed them all, and then I designed two different kinds of card packs, and I was going to sell them on my website. And um, I learned that it's not really that fun to go to the post office every day. it's it, I didn't have a full-time assistant then.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't didn't have anyone working for me, and I learned that I didn't really like having to put these orders together and go to the post office and do that every day. And so like that was something that I learned. And so now I just, I have my card packs, and I only sell them when I do live events. And if
Mm-hmm.
people want them, great. And if not, that's okay.
Yeah, that
Um,
makes sense.
yeah. So, it was just that kind of thing. But that was like a big thing that I learned. Or I I designed a course, like an online course, because everyone was like, you need to have your own online course. And so I did an online course called Crush Cancer, which is the name of my first book.
Right.
Right. And you know what? I realized I didn't really want to have this course up. I don't want to be talking about just that. There's so many other things I want to be talking about. And so I took the course down.
I
And
think
so
it's an interesting point because, I mean, even me in this process, a lot of people are like, wait, when's your book coming out? When are you doing this? When are you doing that? I'm like, I'm not doing any of that right now. I have to keep my guardrails up and just know that this podcast is my project right now. And I will add things when I can. But right now, I'm just overloaded. And it's so easy to go into a candy store and see so many other things that you can add to your cart. But I can't do that right now.
so that would be like the biggest thing I would say to anyone listening to this podcast right now is
Hmm.
you don't need to compare yourself to other people. You are your own person. And just because other people are doing things doesn't necessarily mean that those things work for you. And so that really kind of brings me to finding your why. And I had to find my why so many times during this path because I would compare myself to someone else. And they, like I said, they would be doing an online courses. Dara, you've got to be doing this, and I would
Hmm.
think maybe I really do need to do that. But then after, I gave myself permission to kind of go back to my why. And that isn't what my why is. I mean, for me, at the end of the day, my why is, besides my family and, always my kids will come first, and my husband, and all of that. My why is really, finding my voice, writing, because that's what feeds my heart and soul, and speaking and connecting and using my experiences to help others. That's my why. And
Hmm.
so when I gave myself permission to kind of like focus my time and energy on what was important to me, That was a game changer.
Now, do you have suggestions to people who are looking for what their why is or how to refine that?
Yeah, because our why changes. It changes.
It
We change.
does.
We grow, we evolve. So what's important to me today might not be my why 3 or 4 months from now, and that's okay. And that's actually what keeps life really fun. So I would just say to anyone listening, make a list of things that you really love to do that feel really good. And then things that you've always wanted to do that maybe you could come up with an excuse as to why you shouldn't do them, but
So
don't
many
think,
excuses.
right?
Yes.
Right? Don't think about the excuses. Like literally just make that list. And, then commit to finding or circling one thing on those lists that you're willing to start doing, like today, tomorrow. And instead of finding an excuse, find a fucking way.